Hello everybody, Shadow SP here, and we are back playing more Yggdra Union. What's the move today? Well, simple. We move to the next battle. The Verlaine Hills. Which technically, if we want to get really specific about things, the last two chapters have also been in the Verlaine Hills region. So, you know, we spent a little time here. The previous battle escalated quickly, eventually erupting into a full-scale war with massive armies on each side. The coming confrontation threatened not only soldiers, but all civilians in the area as well. The tremendous power of the Onks both sides held made it clear that if war broke out, the entire land would be burned to the ground. As the countdown to Verlaine Hills' destruction ticked away, matters became even worse as opportunistic bandits began sacking the cities. To put a halt to the chaos, the Royal Army deployed to the bandit-infested neutral city of Marvel. Maybe it's Marvel. It's really hard to tell without voices. Alright, here we go. Verlaine Hills. Black Rose Manor. And that's White Rose Manor. Those are both the battlefields that we had the last couple chapters. And we're in the middle now. Meadows at the hill. Both sides are amassing their armies. They're getting ready for the big one, huh? Even the town guards are being drafted. Without them, I hear the city is flooding with thieves. Back in the city, brigands. Hey boss, the coast is clear. Now's our chance. Let's go. Yeehaw! Help, please. There's no police to help you. Those rats think they're on top of the world now. Then, we'll rid the city of those brigands first. After that, we'll send envoys to both houses. Envoys. When armies of that size clash, the casualties will be steep. There may still be a chance to stop them in time. Alright, so we gotta liberate Marvel City, or Marvel City, I don't know. Alright, so we get to select more. We need to heal up Durant and Nietzsche a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a quick look through this. Don't really want to use one of these Imperial Warfares for morale here. I guess we just use a medallion. We go with 2 medallions. No, 1 is probably fine. Nietzsche's a little bit further down in the morale list. Aquarius could be useful later. We could eat the glass bottle, but that's technically an item that's useful for something later. Not that I'm likely to ever see it. You can eat the lucky broom if you don't if you feel like it. I think we just use a couple medallions. As much as I don't want to, I need to keep some of these items. Check our equipment. Alright, so Yggdra's still got the winged sandals, so she's still got 2 luck. Millinor is good, but doesn't have any equipment. No equipment, okay. I think ideally we'd get something that gives Nietzsche the 3rd attack star. But I don't think we need it for this map, because I think Nietzsche's pretty bad at what we're trying to do here. So's Durant, really. I mean, this is kind of... we're likely to see this be a... in the beginning, at least, Durant is pretty bad. We're likely to see this be a Millinor and Yggdra show. for the first part of the map. Maybe Nietzsche gets involved for one of the enemies, because there was a fencer on the map if I remember correctly. So we go like this. I don't think we. Well, let's check our equipment again, see if there's anything that we want to use. So the Brave Ring would be pretty good for Nietzsche, but I think we can do that later and still be fine. We don't want to use the Ice Javelin. This is a really good item, so we want to use it when we really need it. Yeah, Nietzsche doesn't have anything useful. What about Durant? The Phalanx isn't the best weapon in the game, but we're not getting any stat bonuses from it, so there's no real reason to use it. Because we're not up against archers on this map. We could get a 4th tech star, but I don't think that that's that good. Alright. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go no equipment. Alright, 12 cards. It's quite a few. We're gonna go with our usual suspects: Shield, Seal, Shield Barrier. We're gonna go Flame. We're gonna go Blizzard. We're gonna go Banish. We're gonna go Revolution. We're gonna go Sanctuary. We're gonna go Banshee's Cry. We are gonna go Chariot. We're gonna go Necrogate. We're gonna go Bloody Claw. And I guess we'll go Mind Change as our last card. So there's a lot of cards that we get to pick here. So that tells us that this is not going to be a quick battlefield. At least that's not the intention. Sheesh, there's another familiar face. Ah, it's Inzaghi. What a boring job. Well, no one will notice if I half-ass it. Check out the worst mercenary ever and his merry men. There's quite a few of them. True, but they're disorganized. We need not fear them. They didn't even bother with a formation. Let's go after them. Alright, well, speaking of, they are definitely not in a formation that is even remotely decent. That said, we don't have access to the boss on this turn, so we kind of just have to attack this one guy and hope things work out. It's kind of awkward because if we end up with taking this guy out, then Yggdra, if we charge with Yggdra, then we can't get Yggdra back. We can't move Yggdra in and take the town square. Let's look at the equipment on these guys. So he's got Berserk, which means infinite rage. And then we've got Inzaghi with 3 luck. He's got the headgear, which avoids ailments. That's not important. So basically, we want to defeat, or we can defeat Ortega with Yggdra and get his item, but we need to defeat Inzaghi with Millenor or Nietzsche. Like this one square of water that's completely useless. Alright, so if I'm gonna take this town, if I want to take this town square, we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not particularly good. Alternatively, we could just use Yggdra and solo charge with Yggdra, and that would be okay. I think we do that. Like, for once, we actually get to use Yggdra, and she's super effective against a bunch of axe fighters. would be wrong to not use her here. And we're using Banshee's Cry just to try to get some power onto it. Not for like right now, but for way later in the game. The card is good, but it is its skill is not very good until late game. Alright, so we got no kills, which means that Yggdra should get charged by the Axe Bandits, and that should be fine. I don't mind Yggdra getting charged by them. We just need to be careful about our formation so we don't accidentally end up with a Union. Yeah, okay. There we go. I was just checking to see if there's any medallions or anything we need to be concerned about. There's not. Okay, so we go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just so we can move Nietzsche up, because we want to be able to defeat Inzaghi with Nietzsche. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Why is it every time I say, oh, we can take a charge, I get crit? Every single time. Like, it's not impossible to win this. It's just the damage is gonna be almost non-existent if we do. Because we don't have the 40% head alive bonus, and the opponent has a 30% Geo bonus. And they didn't activate their card, which would have gotten rid of their Geo bonus. That was just absolutely horrible. Well, I guess we can kiss MVP goodbye, because we are definitely losing at least a full turn cycle from that. So we don't want to activate our skill while this is active, because it will cancel it, because this is a held skill. Mirage is like the worst card in the game. It's got super bad move, and it's basically impossible to use for anything productive. So what happened there when the opponent used Mirage is they gave me a 30% Geo bonus and took my 0% Geo bonus. Yeah. Yeah. It's not completely impossible to use it effectively, but it's not a good card. I'm so mad, dude. That was so bad. Okay. Alright, yep, okay. I'll do some quick thinking here. So if I end up with, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is required to get in position. Which means we'll probably be stuck using something like Revolution, which is fine. Not ideal, but fine. Let's stop on this village just to see if anything happens. Nope, no items. It's all good, these things happen. Alright. Probably didn't need to move Yggdra because we're gonna, like, pretty much guaranteed kill this guy with Millinor. And we needed to do it with Millinor so we could get Yggdra into the town so that we can actually form a union against all the enemies in there. Also, you know, sword beats axe. So there is that. Yeah, we're losing like almost a full turn cycle because of this. This is really bad. Yes, you're that chick. Alright, so we want to make sure not to include Nietzsche in the union. Hey, new guy, quit slacking off and get to work. This is so humiliating. No amount of money is worth this. I'm just not feeling it today. Hey, come on, stop dozing off. Yeah. No, don't exclude yourself from this union. Stop it, please. Alright, let's go ahead. Take this guy down. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a kill. But we gotta chip through them. That's how this game works. Alright. So infinite rage will mean that they start in rage. Yeah. It's not really something you see on the enemy very often. But it does mean that they start in rage. Yeah. Alright. So Millenor beats Ortega in the clash. Alright, I think our choice now is Mind Change, which sounds super weird. Because I'm not really intending to fight with Millenor right now. But it's mostly as a way to fight against this assassin. Because with Mind Change, Yggdra gets charged, and then we Mind Change the assassin and take some of their units to recover from the charge. Yeah, we're gonna just move Millenor out of the Union. We're gonna charge Ortega? No. Yes, because we want to have 5 units fighting Ortega. Or we want to have 6, sorry, not 5. Even though it does mean we get hit with the starting in rage, it's totally fine. Because we want to deal the most damage possible to Ortega because he's got a lot of morale. And this card is not particularly strong at the moment. I mean, Mind Change is kind of a niche card in the best of circumstances. It can be very good, but when it's not good, it doesn't do anything. As opposed to when it is good, where it is like a game-winning card. Yeah, I think Mind Change is at its best against archers. Because you're pretty much guaranteed to have a decent number of enemy units around after the initial flash. Alright, so then let's go ahead and move Durant up here and pass the turn. No, why are you charging alone? That's not ideal. So we're gonna go ahead and charge up. Immediately use Mind Change. Take as many enemy units as possible. Three tech versus 1 gen. We'll be taking a lot of units. And now we're pretty heavily advantaged for the rest of the Flash. I mean, yeah, it is still nighttime, so the assassin does still have advantage. And yeah, they do deal dark on their rage, so Yggdra is weak to that. But it's pretty hard to overcome the numbers difference. All right, looks good. Inzaghi, please move. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, in that case, I believe it's noon time. That's not that many. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could technically do that. Okay, let's do it. Let's pick Sanctuary. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which will be unfortunate when we have Durant against Ortega, but we kind of have to do this so we can get 2 charges on the assassin. And you never know with Sanctuary. It is one of those cards that gives you the ability to win fights that you have no business winning. Yeah. I never really thought about trying to force the Brigand to lose while the Mirage effect was open. Or was on. More or less it's because the odds of doing it aren't the greatest. It doesn't last for that long. But it looks like we might do it, which is actually bad because it means we'll be having both Durant and Michi up against Ortega. I mean, you know, not ideal. Alright, we're just gonna be charging up. We're gonna Sanctuary as soon as we hit 2. Because again, you never know with Sanctuary. It is a good card. We're gonna go passive again. Alright, so Ortega is gonna activate Mirage, which doesn't do anything. I mean, it just makes it so that if he loses, he takes more damage. It's really not a good card to have on the defense. Alright, we'll skill cancel it so we can get another knight back. Yes, this is peak gameplay, where we just loop Sanctuary. Now imagine, you know, we have enough tech that Durant fully heals for every Sanctuary. That would be pretty good. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and go aggressive to try to finish him off. A little closer than I'd like, but it's all good. And then we'll go up against Ortega with Nietzsche. I mean, we should be able to get a win with Nietzsche if we got one with Durant. I mean, because Ortega's starting with less dudes now. That said, I mean, Nietzsche only has 2 attack versus Ortega's 3, so... You know, damage is, it's a thing. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and charge up Sanctuary. We'll unleash it immediately. Because I believe Nietzsche only has 2 attack. Yeah. So, if you had 3, then you wait for 3. But with 2, you go immediately on 4. It's just how it's done. Alright, let's go aggressive. I don't want to waste too much time here. Alright. So he ends up back on the fort, which means he isn't going to get taken out, which is fine. Alright, then we remove Durant from Yggdra's Union. Because Durant is the one without enough luck to get Ortega to drop his item. So if Ortega is the one charging, then we just make do with that. Yep. Alright, we're looking good. I think we just try to have Yggdra win here. May as well just activate Sanctuary here. With 3 tech, Yggdra gets a pretty massive bonus of 3 soldiers here. Alright, and yeah, that's enough to finish off Ortega, who is the enemy leader. And the unfortunate thing about that is we don't get Insagi's item, but you kind of just gotta deal with that. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pick Necrogate here. What is this? Come back at night. Well, I can't do that right now. Alright, we're gonna go like that. 1, and... yeah, let's just hit this with Nietzsche. Get the Berserk. We have liberated Marvel City. Alright, let's set up camp here. Alright, so we got reorganized. Mission complete, sirs. How'd it go? What did they say? Well, neither ruler is willing to withdraw. And they say if we intervene, they'll attack us too. Princess. Did they say how long their preparations will take? I believe the answer was 1 day for both houses. Thank you. You've done well. There's only one thing to do now. And I don't think you're gonna like it. Esquire Millinor? We gotta completely destroy one side's army. It's the only way to prevent a bloodbath. Well, even so, which side should we sabotage? That's not for me to say. But you know I'm right, don't you? It's just a matter of picking a side. Then your call. Alright. Conditions of victory updated. Defeat Roswell, defeat Rosary. What this means is defeat one of them, not both. That would be extra silly. You're calling the shots here. Decide who to attack. Alright, so who do we attack? That's a very good question. Here's something that's mildly spoilery, but you probably understand by seeing some of the items that we have in our inventory. Rosary is a character that you can get in this game. Yes. And then it stands to reason, then, if you destroy Rosary, then you'd get Roswell instead. And that is, in fact, the case. The character that you do not defeat here is going to join your side. So, you've got Roswell, the Necromancer, who's got double Void Dark, because game design. And you've got Rosary, the Witch. Now, there are good arguments for taking both characters. And I would say, if you are someone who does not know the game as well, the better choice is probably Rosary. The female union type is easier to work with in general, and you don't have to do any weird advanced planning to deal with Roswell's Warp Night movement. On the other side, Roswell's Warp Night movement allows you to do some really fun stuff with skipping on the amount of movement squares you require. And, yeah. That's basically the biggest reason why you pick Roswell. He's also pretty good against most enemies. Void Dark is only really on necromancers that you'd be wanting to charge with Roswell against. Because when he goes aggressive, he uses Dark Element. It's also against, you also get that with Assassins, but they also go aggressive in Dark, so he is immune to their damage. Which can be nice, because it kind of allows Roswell to fight against the weapon triangle, because bows counter rods. But with the Void Dark going against Assassins, Roswell has a pretty decent chance against them. That being said, Rosary's Null Fire, Void Fire, literally the only skill she's got. It's a very good one. Fire damage is probably the most common type of damage in the game. There are multiple different classes that go with Fire Rage, and you fight against enemy witches quite a lot because you Yudi's squad tends to be witches, and we've encountered her before, and we will do so again and again. All right. So I am going to just go after Rosary, but if you're playing the game for the first time, you don't really know what's coming up ahead, I would recommend fighting Roswell. For another thing, the skeletons being asleep at noon is kind of funny, because you just kind of instantly win. But instead we're going to fight the golems. It's no big deal. Alright, so we need to, because of the golems only move 1 square, we don't have to worry too much about them. If we were to have, say, Yggdra here, we could have Durant on a bridge, and then Durant would be on an advantage state. Yeah. So if we have like Yggdra here, Durant here, Nietzsche is really bad against witches, but luckily they don't have a Rosary doesn't have like the flame card. It's just fire aggression, so Nietzsche can fight against them while she's on water. And then we can have Millinor over here, and that would work okay. So ultimately, we're gonna want to go high movement, high damage cards, and we can't get Rosary's drop except from the steel card, so we have to be aware of that. So what if we're doing steel? We could have Millinor over here, and then we could have Durant, like Yggdra, do like a little triangle. That could work. And move Millinor back over here. That could work. Or we could try to finish off Rosary with steel. That would work also. We also have to be aware that they have these Onks, and they are more than willing to use them. So we kind of have to just blitz our way through as fast as possible, losing as little as possible. So I think we go with revolutions. We can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then move Millinor 9, 10. Maybe we could. Do we even bring? We could send, because Nietzsche's bad. We could send Nietzsche to go item hunt on the other side of the map. Could also work. Yeah, alright. I think we only bring 3 units done, just for our own sanity. We could bring Durant down. Yeah, that'll work. It's nice to have an Yggdra that kind of has decent combat stats now. She just got the last star needed to increase herself to 3 attack, so it feels pretty good. Her luck is obviously still, you know, it's still a sticking point, but yeah, it feels so good to have her be able to actually fight stuff. Lady Rosary, the Royal Army is headed this way. That girl, prepare to engage. Fire up the Ankh. That's it. Yep. It's time to get Ankhed. Yeah, the unfortunate part about the Ankh is the safe spaces are behind the enemy. So we kind of just have to sit here and eat it. Are you still in my way? Fire the Unk Cannon! Phew. Take a boatload of damage. And that's the extent of it. Alright, so we go Yggdra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Millinor with whatever's left over, which is going to be probably nothing really. Could use Bloody Claw, I guess, and have 9. Because then we can use Millinor 1, 2. Yeah, I guess that's alright. Oh, but we want to have Durant on the bridge, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then that means that we have Nietzsche move 1 square, and that's it. And we kind of just take advantage of Yggdra being good against golems to kind of wipe them out. Go for a quick, dirty Yggdra MVP on this map. It's a pretty good map for it, because you have a lot of enemies that Yggdra's pretty good against, with the axe fighters, and then the golems on Rosary's side, and the skeletons on Roswell's side. Yggdra's good against both of them. And Durant could use some more tech. I will say that much. He is not a good tech character. Oh right, I forgot about Earthquake. I forgot about how Earthquake works. So this card is, it's a lump card. It's only good with golems. Get to see some fun stuff happen in a second. Yeah, so, that was a misplay. Durant is dead. Permanent death is not really a thing, though, so it's not a big deal. Fire! Phew. Alright, Ankh damage comes out. Okay, what are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can't do steel this turn. I suppose we'll be doing Sanctuary, and Yggdra's gonna just have to solo Rosary's army. That doesn't seem good. That really does not seem good. But otherwise I'm not really making any progress whatsoever. Are you soldiers? What are you doing here? We're beating you up. Yeah, alright. Okay, Yggdra. Good luck. I will say Sanctuary is one of very few cards that I would say can make us win this kind of clash. It's still not the best idea in the world to do Yggdra 3v1 against the weapon triangle, but I mean, you know, sometimes you do what you gotta do. We can't just sit here and do nothing, because otherwise we'll just take a bunch of damage and not make any progress. I tried to get the 3 recovery so I could get a 5v0, but it didn't happen. It's all good. These things happen. Yeah, so this is the easy direction. Fighting while we're the ones charging is the easy direction. While we're being charged is the hard direction. But it's not impossible to win on that side either. And I think ideally, if we play our cards right, we end up with hopefully both of the witches that are accompanying Rosary going down, so that Millinor and Yggdra have a much easier time. Just kind of tagging against Rosary. Alright, let's just take this witch down with some aggression. Alright, then we're gonna go ahead and we should be close to full for the next clash. Ow. That was a bad counter for us, but luckily Sanctuary is there for us with the full heal. And then we're going to go passive to try to get Sanctuary back again, because we're going to need it. It was a pretty bad charge. It's just kind of how it is. Full heal again, and the White Rose Soldier should lose pretty badly. Ah, yes. 3-tech is a really good spot to be with Sanctuary, especially at this stage in the game. It does make it so you win fights that you really have no business winning. Because, I mean, we're being counterclassed, so it's not the easiest fights to win. Unfortunately, our Sanctuary card is not strong enough for Yggdra to win, or to take these witches down in 2 charges. I'm sorry, it had to come to this. Ah! Oh, Yggdra. Alright, so... then we're going to need to move Millinor a bit. We need to make sure we get to this bridge. So far the golems haven't moved. Okay, so if we look at the Ankh range, if we stop here with Millinor, we will be out of Ankh range. Then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that gives us enough space to get Millinor plus Yggdra up against the Witch army. Hopefully we can steal the Frilly Lace, and then we'll be good to go. So that means we'll go like that. And we'll move Nietzsche just kind of in this general direction. Fire! Yeah, and then Yggdra gets bonked by the Ankh again. Oh man. This Ankh damage is painful. Wasn't a crit. That's really all we can ask for. It wasn't a crit. Stop it. I think we're gonna lose this clash. It's pretty close, but Rosary has 2 attack stars as opposed to normal, which is 3. Or sorry, normal, which is 1. Which means we're probably not going to be able to fully recharge our Sanctuary again. And we might be able to because she wasn't in Rage. If we do manage to fully charge and revive the units again, we should win. Otherwise, we're probably just going to lose, which is fine. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Yeah, no, like I said, Sanctuary. It's one of those cards. It's one of those cards. The real reason that I don't consider Sanctuary one of the best cards in the game is because it's only usable at noon. But when you use it, it is very, very good. Because, I mean, we really had no business winning against that. It was a, what? After the initial charge, it was a 2v5. So it's a pretty bad situation. Alright, go down to 1. Horrible news. We will probably be losing this one. We will definitely be losing this one because I messed up the activation. My bad. Whoops. Yep, this is the hard direction. That was a good counter, so we're gonna win this clash. But this being charged is a lot harder than charging. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just go aggressive and take the switch out. Okay, well, that was suboptimal, but it worked. Got a decent amount of power on Sanctuary from that, but managed to win, what, 5 out of 6 flashes? It's not bad. Alright, Steel is up next. Alright, we're gonna have Millinor just run his way in here. What is the meaning of this? You wouldn't listen to reason, so this is how it's gotta be. Yeah, we're just gonna kill you. Kill you dead. Okay. It's not a bad charge, but the counter was horrible. We're probably gonna lose this clash, but we'd like to get the Steel off. It's gonna be actually pretty close. 3 attack versus 2 attack is not a joke, but it's not gonna be it's gonna be close, like I said. Alright, so we got that lace. Wow, we just won. That's amazing. I would not generally think that we would win that clash. Alright, so we kind of have to hope that Yggdra doesn't get screwed by counters. We really can't afford to lose this one. Come on, Yggdra. I mean, we've got the win, it's just we want to do as much damage as possible. That was pretty poor timing. I'm not sure 1 is enough to win. Yeah. Ideally, Millinor wins this, but it's not an easy victory for him either. That's the problem with this map, man. These magic enemies are tough to fight. We don't have any counters for them other than our strategies. Okay, so that's Millinor with 2 wins. One of the witches got taken out. Sorry, lady, but you can't blame me. Ah! Unfortunately, it was not the witch that I wish was taken out, which was this one. Okay, so let's take a quick look. So, Rosary no longer has 4 tech. She's down to 3, which is a big improvement. If this witch had gone down, we would have moved Yggdra down to save her from taking an attack, but now we have to move her this way, so she's gonna still get hit with the Ankh, which really sucks, but not much we can do about it. Hey, something's here! I'll get some obsidian. Alright. Luckily, I think Millinor's got enough morale that he could lose both of these clashes and be fine. And if he wins this one, he takes out the other witch, and then we can gang up on Rosary and finish her off on the next turn. These onks, man. The damage is real. Alright. Yep, that's what we expect. Freaking magic units, man. They really hurt. Yeah, there's no way we were winning that. We can reduce the damage a decent amount because of the all the bonuses we're getting, but yeah. Oh man, oh that was horrible. The only thing that we have going for us is that it is 3 attack versus 1 attack, so we actually do have a decent chance of winning this one. It's man, magic units hurt so bad. Yep. Okay. Ugh, that was bad news. Okay. I like this map, but I will say, this map is probably one of the harder maps in this game. Because you just have to fight against the weapon triangle so much. Alright, so I believe what we do here... let me do some counting. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Could go just 6. If we do 6, we can probably win with Yggdra. Would really like to get Yggdra onto this fort so that she could have an advantage against Rosary. So, like, we go shield barrier, Millinor charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't love that either. Is there a move we can make that is good? I guess we use Mind Change. Just go back to this town again. I'm not a huge fan of Yggdra being up against Rosary again, but we kind of have to do it. Because we have, like, the reason I'm not a fan is we have a very low amount of morale now. Like that, the morale that we're missing is it's bad news. If we lose a single clash with Yggdra, the map is over basically. But we got to do it. All right, so we'll take a witch. And that should mean that we win against Rosary pretty handily here. And we don't have to worry about getting Rosary's item from a drop. We can get it from just a regular kill now because we have we stole it already. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Alright, we'll go ahead and charge up. Steal a witch. Yeah, Yggdra can't do the mind change shenanigans against Roswell, but if you're going up against Roswell, you can do the same thing with Millenor. So, you know, if you're doing mind change shenanigans to try to use some tactical cards to beat the enemies that have, you know, weapon advantage against you, just gotta adjust which unit you're using. Alright, and then next we move Millenor. Just kind of looking for stuff. I have a sneaking suspicion that the item that we actually want is in the water. Which is, you know, it's suboptimal. Okay. Yep. If Rosary gets a crit, we lose. I think other than that, we're good. Because we'll be able to charge up and take her soldiers. It's all about tactics. That's what the game's all about. That's why it's a tactics game. I am saying the obvious, yes. Alright. So we'll go ahead and take out Rosary now. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it works. I mean, I think we've already gone like over the turn limit, so let's go ahead and use Necrogate so we can move Nishi in and start checking the water for items, because I know there's an item over here that I want to grab. if we're already gonna be over the MVP turns, I would rather just not fight Rosary for a couple turns and just finish her off with Yggdra later. Yeah, it does mean we're gonna lose some morale to the Onks, but you kind of just gotta take that. All right, let's go ahead and pick. Let's say Chariot, so we have the most move possible. Yep, there it is. I knew there was an item over here. Alright. I mean, we can fight on a fort. Yggdra has fort advantage, right? So she's got fort happy, so we can actually fight Rosary and win this, like, statistically on this map. Or on this, if we're on this tile. So let's go ahead and do that. What's going on? Rosary has no idea what's happening. Okay, so man, turns out getting a fort tile for Yggdra is super good. Alright. Get got. I wonder who got the MVP. Probably Yggdra with her 23 battles. I have too much to achieve. I can't die here. Lady Rosary! I killed her. It's over, princess. War is off, and the general populace is safe and sound. Nice show of damage control. Feels a little hollow, though. Yes, it does. Alright, so we get +1 gen. Yeah, the only stat that we really care about for MVP on Yggdra right now is luck. So anything that's not luck means we don't actually mind not getting the MVP turns. Alright, we got the Earthquake card. This is useless. So what this card does, we saw it happen in the battlefield. It destroys objects within 2 squares of the using golem. So it destroyed the bridge that Durant was standing on, so Durant instantly sunk. Yeah, that was not an ideal move to make. Black Rose Manor, Royal Messenger. There's just been a coup d'etat in the Black Rose domain. It's the Black Knight Leon and his men. What? I knew he had some kind of scheme in mind. Princess, the Black Rose army is defenseless against Leon. We must hurry and help Roswell. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there for a second. Things are going according to plan. All that remains is to deliver it to General Amelia. Whatever it is. Alright. Well, that's it for Verlaine Hills. So, next up, we're going to the Black Rose Domain. Gotta save Roswell. Well, other than sinking Durant, we got what we wanted out of the chapter. Forced morale damage is brutal. Getting hit with the Onks every single turn, it's brutal. We lost thousands of morale on Yggdra and Millinor both just for that, and some on Nietzsche. It's brutal. All right, well, next up, save Roswell. So without any further ado, then, this has been Shadow SP. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. Signing out.